Hello, buddy. I'm Sammy from Talk to Anyone, and today we're going to be talking about social anxiety. It is actually something that I've suffered from. I know those lingering thoughts in your mind after you talk to someone. They're like, oh, you could have done this better. You messed this up. Oh, that was an embarrassing moment. And it just haunts you all day. And generally, social anxiety goes hand in hand with being an introvert. And there are things that you can do about it, which I'm gonna go into actually right now. So, for me, what happened is that during the pandemic, back in the day, because for a boomer like me, that's actually quite some time ago, um, I really just realized, and I was an introvert and I was pretty antisocial. I didn't really interact much with people in general. And when I did, it was not a very pleasant experience. But during the pandemic, I realized that I kind of missed people and that you kind of need people. And what I did is just, I started just talking to people. It's not that easy. And it wasn't. Like, it was tough at first. But I really had that yearning for social contact because I didn't get it because, people had to stay at home and stuff. There wasn't really any people. I didn't even see them, just seeing them, being around them was basically enough for me for a while there. But during the pandemic, I realized I missed that. And I just started talking to people in random places, like in the forest while I was running or at the grocery store. There wasn't that much choice as to where to talk to people. And it became easier and easier the more I talked to people. So, what I would recommend to people who are struggling with social anxiety is exposure therapy. It's basically just the thing that you don't want to do, that is hard for you to do. Do more of it, and it will get easier. It's like that with anything, and I know it's not what the psychologists will tell you, and I'm going to go into that. But if you want to know how to drive a car, you need to drive a car. I mean, you can read all the books about driving a car. You can download courses, join courses on how to drive a car. But in the end, you're gonna have to drive a car. You're gonna have to get behind that wheel and drive the car in order to actually learn it. Same with a lot of things, especially all the practical things, even math. Like just the theory alone, it's not gonna do it. You're gonna have to go through it and learn by doing. And that is what I have learned about social interactions as well. The more you do it, the easier it gets, the more comfortable you are. And yeah, when I only had like one or two interactions with people, you meet your neighbor, outside, and you talk to them, and it's awkward, and then you criticize yourself the whole day. Yeah, but then when I started talking like to five, six, seven, 10 people a day, it just becomes routine. It's just something you do. It's just, it's like breathing at that point, and you don't criticize yourself. Oh, that breath was weird. No, it's just you get comfortable with it, and you also get better at it. You get more confident. That is my number one recommendation for people that struggle with fear of people, social anxiety, and that are introverts. And I kind of overcame being an introvert as well. It's also a lot of adjustment. I realized that, for example, when I got married, being not alone all the time, it's something you have to get used to. But I got used to it, and now I couldn't imagine anything else. It takes time though. It takes an adjustment period and you have to stick with it. And in the beginning, it's going to be hard. The first time you approach someone, like on the street or in the forest or at the gym, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy, but you're gonna have to go through it in order to overcome the issue. That's just my experience. I know I have friends that struggle with the same thing and that go see psychologists and therapeutes, and they tend to say something else. They tend to say, well, it's just you're a product of your environment. You can't really do much about it. We're just gonna talk about it, and you're gonna come here and you're gonna pay me every week for the next forever. And if you ask them if there's a cure, or if I ask my friends, well, when are you going to be cured? of your ailment, and they can't give me an answer because there is, I mean, it's just a process. It's a process. I'm a poor little baby, and it's a process, and I'm gonna have to go see the psychologist forever. And I mean, if you want to do that, uh, be my guest. Be my guest. I don't think it leads to any actual cures in the end. You know, there's this funny video on YouTube where they ask psychologists if they've ever cured anyone. And it was like, you know, advanced psychologists, like they've been doing it for a long time. They're quite old. And one of them said one, another said no. Um, there aren't really cures. There's just, you know, you come see me and you bring me money and we will talk about it. And it's a consolation at best. Um, just particularly when it comes to social anxiety, I don't see psychologists having any cure. I cured it, or I was cured. I do give a higher power credit for that. But in the end, what I did is I just, you know, mustered up my courage and I talked to people. It's like going into the cold water. You can go really slowly and it's going to be painful, or you can just jump in, you know? Just go out there, say, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to talk to 3 people. And then also talking is like a muscle that you need to warm up. You know, if you talk, for example, to your mom on the phone, you're going to be warmed up and then you're more ready to talk to other people. It's like the social groove, the social rhythm. You need to get into it. You need to warm up. And you can start small. You can start talking to your mom, to your friends. And then once you're warmed up, go approach someone on the street or go approach someone wherever, at the grocery store. Hey, wow, you're also buying that cereal. I love it. My children love it. My husband loves it. It's amazing, isn't it? And you just, you know, maybe if they're willing to talk, and you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn, for example, to make eye contact first. That's something at Talk to Anyone with our tool that we always tell people, whether you're a man looking to talk to women or you're maybe a woman looking to talk to men. Let's go to talk to men. What we always recommend is make positive eye contact first. So that means you smile at them. If they smile back, that's good. If they look neutral and uninterested, don't talk to them. And if they're looking away, they're avoiding eye contact, never talk to them. And you're gonna avoid a lot of negative experiences that way. Just smile at people. If they smile back, hey, how you doing? Right? Hey, how you doing? How's your day going? Hey, I see you around here a lot. Are you? Do you live near here? And then you just make small talk, and you learn to make small talk, and you learn to enjoy small talk. You know, it's for me. It's not. I'm not always in the mood. All right. If I have a lot of problems in my own life, it's gonna be tougher. And that's also something with social anxiety that I noticed is that a lot of people, me included, back when I was suffering from it, I had a lot of issues in my life. You know, I was living with my parents. I had problems here and there and everywhere. And I wasn't, my body image, I wasn't content with the way I was. And I would also recommend that you just work on yourself to improve yourself, to gain more confidence. And that confidence will then make it a lot easier as well to make that jump into the cold water, talk to people and overcome your fears. And then once you start, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. You know, maybe you start small. You talk to your mother, to your father, to your friends, and then, you know, you approach the first person on the street, and then do it again, the same week, do it again, twice a week, and then maybe do it the next week, do it 3 times, and then gradually build up, and you'll be comfortable. And also, just make it part of who you are. The most charismatic people I know, they're just people, that's just who they are. They greet everyone, they make eye contact, they're larger than life, their personality fills the room, any room that they're in, and that's who they are. That's who they are. They are social people. They connect automatically with anyone who has their door open, which means who makes positive eye contact, as we have on talktoanyone.com. Anyways, so if you guys need some help, go to talktoanyone.com. We have a lot of tools that make it easier to talk to people, whether you're a man looking to talk to women or a woman looking to talk to men, or just learning to talk to people in general. Our tools will help you. Just Google Talk to Anyone or go to talktoanyone.com. Also, t2a1.com works as well. And you could just go to any of our tools. They'll give you good conversation starters, such as you can see here, for example. This is just general conversation starters for talking to people in any situation, which is, of course, difficult because most situations are not any situation. They are more particular. They're more specific. Hey, sorry to bother you, but do you know where I can find XYZ? That's one that always works. Like, no matter where you are, unless everybody there knows that you know your way around the place, even then it works. Hey, sorry to bother you. Do you know where the toilets are? I was looking for them, but I have no idea, right? And then you can ask something about them. Maybe they have a funny shirt. Maybe they have a dog. Hey, I've noticed your dog. What kind of breed is that? It's very cute. I love it. I need me get one of those, right? That's how you get started. Just something innocent, something low risk, of course. You could go for, hey, baby, you're looking mighty nice today. Are you single? Don't do that. That's difficult. That's difficult and very risky. Don't do that at the start. Okay, that's not the kind of stuff you start with. But of course, talktoanyone.com has, guides for that as well. But please do, from going from social anxiety to like being extremely direct and flirty and going all in, that's probably not recommended. We also have difficulty scores, for example, here. How to talk to men. Of course, it's much more difficult to talk to men, for example, on a train than it would be at work, because at work you always have like an excuse to talk to people. So that can help you if you need things to say. Over time, you'll build up a repertoire of things to say, and it will get much easier. You'll know what to say. Conversation starters. My go-to when I'm too lazy to make something up, to improvise, I'm just like, hey, are you new here? I've never seen you around. Or, hey, you're here a lot. Are you as addicted to the gym as I am, or whatever, to the grocery store? Yeah. Anyways, that's it. Exposure therapy. Please, if you're going to psychologists for your social anxiety, make sure they have a plan on how to actually cure you. And if they don't, then why are you going? That's just my opinion. I actually have overcome it. I've actually cured the condition, and or I was cured. Again, giving credit to the higher power. I do believe that God played a role in that. But that's just my belief. You guys believe whatever you want. If you guys have any comments, questions, or if you want me to add more tools or make more videos about how to talk to people in specific situations, please let me know in the comments. Like the video if it has helped you at all. And I'll see you guys next time.